Joe here with Dave Arens, and he's the Divisional Merchandise Manager for foods, retail foods, for the Army and Air Force Exchange. So thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Now we're here in Vegas at our grocery sessions. We have one for candy, we have one for center store, snacks, as well as coffee, tea, and cocoa. And Dave and his buyers are here across several of them. So to get started, could you give us an overview of your organization, because it's a little unique compared to regular traditional retailers?
Sure. So we're the Army and Air Force Exchange Service, and we run retail outlets on all of the bases around the world. So we have large main stores, 125 main stores that do hard lines, soft lines, consumables, goods. And then we run convenience stores, about 600 locations around the world, so that if troops want to come in and get a snack, a soda, shaving stuff, they can come into those stores. And then if you want to go and get some gaming, hard lines, high-end cosmetics, there. And we're there to service the needs of active duty military, dependents, retirees. And we also provide services in any of the war zones. So our mission is we go where you go for the military. And, for example, if there's a deployment to a certain area or something breaks out in an area, we actually deploy temporary field units with the troops. So we go in and we staff it. And then once we find buildings, we begin to plan shipments to those areas. And then we have weekly planning sessions with those areas, so that as they have particular needs, we get those products ordered and then down to them. And and then we do self-distribution. So we have our own warehouses, 3 in the United States, and we have distribution centers in Germany, Korea, Japan, Okinawa, and we also have frozen facilities to help bring in frozen product and then distribute it to our stores worldwide.
Well, I was going to say that's one heck of a of a logistics challenge to get to all those places, especially when some of them are temporary. So.
Yes, and so we were even planning some new things that we're going to do in Iraq, Afghanistan, but the logistics of the storage, frozen capacity, how we're going to plan out these particular things. We would have meetings back at headquarters, talk with the regions, and then you execute the shipments knowing that they're not going to be there for 3 months, but then our operators are on board that the program's coming, and then we have to figure out how to fill that supply chain continuously from there. So
you're used to planning ahead and dynamically as things change.
Yeah, that's another great point about the exchange, that because we're worldwide, our planning has to happen more out ahead, 5 to 6 months in advance of the events. Like right now, we are planning May and June ads, and we have to then place orders because it has to go overseas.
And the ads hit everywhere at once. Okay.
And just like a traditional retailer where you have an ad week of April 1st, then your goods have to be in the store. And so then we have to back from that, 3 months, you have to ship it over to Europe, Pacific, plan it all out. And the other interesting fact about the exchange is we've been in business 124 years.
Wow.
It's our anniversary, July 25th. And we serve in the military wherever they go, setting up post exchanges, troop stores for that. And we're very proud of that support and also being able to support the military. We're also a veteran supported, so we hire a lot of veterans transitioning from the military, and spouses. So family members, spouses who want to be work on the exchange, we're very much proactive in including them in that. And the other interesting motto about Army and Air Force is it's family serving family.
So your buying team, your team of buyers must be a very dynamic group to be able to accommodate all of that globally, as well as to make sure they're finding the right products. You talk a little bit about your team and how they work to accomplish all that?
Sure. So here at the show, we have our seasonal buyer, Danielle Pellin, and she's buying for around the world. She's looking at Christmas this year, and she's planning all that out and planning out the seasons. And seasons, we do the 4 traditional seasons, but we also do the summer, which we brand Candy Carnival, bring that in, and then we do confections, which I have a buyer, Diana Turgott, that does confections. Again, convenience store setup and the main store, all the front check lanes, so 2 different formats.
So they have to keep that in mind. So they're like you said, normally a buyer is buying for one format at one time. So they're buying for both regular and convenience and impulse at the same time.
So we do a lot of high-end cosmetics. We also do a lot of Godiva. And the fixtures and that whole experience, yet we sell a lot of Hershey and Mars product in the everyday. So our buying team is always looking at what's new in the market, but also what is happening in convenience, drug, mass. I also have a buyer that does all of the meat snacks, bakery, center store, breakfast. We have a buyer on our team that does frozen, chilled. We are expanding rapidly in food service and quick serve restaurants in the convenience stores. We have a great partnership with Hunt Brothers Pizza that currently we have about 50 throughout the world now in our convenience stores. And we partner to train and set those up in our stores. And then I also have a great snack buyer, Melissa Kitchen, who also takes care of all the snacks, Frito-Lay, and the emerging premium snacks. So a big segment, and the great thing about the exchange too is we welcome new products, innovative products, whatever that's new out there, we're willing to try and meet with suppliers on that level. And that's just another great way why when we're at ECRMs, we meet major vendors here as well as smaller suppliers, and we get to understand their products, services, where they started, where they're trying to go, and then just see if there's a fit for our customers as well.
Well, I saw that when I was doing some observations with your meetings, that you are looking for that innovation. So, and you've been coming for how many years? Like you said, 10 years?
I've been attending ECRMs for 10 years, and the thing that our team really enjoys about the shows is we're able to sit down and talk with the vendors about their products, get to know where they're going from a new product innovation, get to know their companies, get to know them as suppliers. They also get say we're in a 20-minute session, we can talk about our business if they're not really sure about the exchange, what we do, the different formats, what we're trying to do in support of the military, and it really creates a good collaborative work session. And then there's many follow-ups from vendors that we meet here and have follow-up meetings and build on that. And again, ECRM provides a great platform for meeting new vendors, product launching, but even here at this week's conference, you have very established suppliers that are showing us the seasonal assortments.
So you're finding new lines from the established guys, and then also some emerging brands that are coming.
Correct.
So do you have a lot of wins from coming? Obviously, you've been coming a lot of years, so you're getting some benefit from it. But what kind of things have you discovered that have made a difference in your categories that you serve?
Well, clearly, for example, in the seasonal category, by us coming to the show, we're able to see all the new things that suppliers are bringing out, trends that are happening, movie launches, Frozen's coming out, Star Wars, things like that. We get to see newer products coming out from smaller companies that Could be a cleaner label, plant-based, snacks, better for you, that we're willing to look at that product to see if it's a new item that creates a better for you eating experience. It's say a great item to merchandise in the stores. It might be something that's totally new to the market, and we could share it with our customers, and also work with the supplier to help them grow their business. And the other thing about working with the Army and Air Force Exchange is that the suppliers truly are part of that community.
Yeah.
Right? So they're selling to us to distribute to the military, but they may have brokers on the base, sampling product, doing different sweepstakes, supporting fun runs, things in the community. So they really feel part of the community, and that's a key part about working with the exchange, is that we want suppliers, brokers to be all part of the team.
So it's not just selling you products.
Exactly.
They're actually getting involved with,
That's right.
Your team, your stores, your communities.
Exactly.
Great. And at our sessions, how many, at a typical session, how many products, how many finds would you have that would you walk away with, ultimately end up getting on the shelf?
Just this show, I would say that our team of buyers here easily have found 75 to 100 new products that we'll be bringing into the stores.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that much.
New
That's great.
stuff, and that creates excitement in the stores, new experiences. The other great thing about our team of buyers is when they walk into the session, they're there with the decision to purchase the product, and the suppliers know that. So when our buyers say, yes, I'll take 2,000 of these items, I'm going to put this in, they get that commitment. And I think the suppliers really appreciate that, because they make decisions there if they have to follow up, and they know that they're going to get future orders. And then together we just keep building on that foundation, right? So we may have 5 items we carry from a supplier today, and then we find 3 or 4 new ones that we want to carry, and we bring those in, and they know that they're going to get purchase orders, in a couple months after we get the items set up and bring them into our stores.
That's great. And you've been complementing your ECRM session product discovery with product discovery on the RangeMe platform.
Yes. So recently, I would say last fall, we got introduced to RangeMe, and they were so great. They did a webinar with my buying team about the RangeMe platform and how you can search for products, items, categories, how to message vendors if you're interested, get a sample. So we all went on there and we went through that, and we asked for samples from products, and very quickly the vendors came back and was able to say, yes, we'll send you the sample, tell us what you think. And we were able to look it up by category. We were able to look at Nielsen data on there. Very helpful. And it was funny because I was talking to the buying team that sometimes, we're not always at the shows, but it'd be nice to go search up different products. And, ECRM had this new technology through RangeMe to go find products. So then when we're at the office and we have time to look at our new items that are coming in, and we want to evaluate, okay, what else is out there? For example, like snack bars, granola bars, plant-based, better for you. Is there something we're missing that we haven't seen at a show? And we're able to review it, talk to the suppliers, and then it helps us utilize technology as well as all the buying shows to then bring all the latest and greatest products to our customers.
So it keeps you from missing anything, you make sure all the bases are covered.
Right, and you know, you think about it, buying shows are wonderful, the interaction is wonderful, but where you can go to a marketplace like RangeMe, what a great way to be able to do that from your desk as well, to make sure when you're doing your planogram reviews, hey, what other new products are out there? What do I want to look at? How do I want to consider that? And then you bring in your new items and feature them to your customers. The other thing that we are really working on is that customer experience in store with the military. So how do we sample products more, interact, talk about them in store, enhance that customer experience
While they're there.
on the base. And we really appreciate all the support from the vendors and the brokers who go to our bases and our stores and talk about the products with our customers and support the military.
How closely do you work, or your team work, with our retail staff in developing and curating a schedule of supplier meetings that is perfect for you here?
Usually about 3 months in advance to the event, we'll start talking about what suppliers they have on the schedule, if they meet our needs. If some don't, we can request, well, we don't need to see this supplier or that supplier. If we have an interest in other suppliers, for example, the food service event coming up in April, we had made some recommendations to your staff about possibly a few different vendors around in-store food service, convenience, to possibly have them showcase their products there. And then basically they set up the schedule with the suppliers, and they make sure that we know what the schedule is going to be, the accommodations, travel, and then when we get to the show, the staff is just great. You know, they welcome you in, make sure that you're at the meetings go scheduled, and there's even the feedback loop with how was the show, how can we get a little better, what do you give for feedback. So I think it's great that there's interaction prior, and then while we're having the show, feedback on how you can get better, things that we could do better, and then we also look at future events coming up. So it's a nice way to look at the next 6 months of what events are coming up, and being able to participate together in that.
Well, we like being high touch and high tech, so I'm glad that you take advantage of both.
Yep.
So thank you very much.
You bet. Great partnership. Thank you.